comments. First of all, outstanding job. I really like this effectiveness of each of you, even in the initial presentation, giving portion of your opening statement and trying to speak in one voice. I would say good voice, good intonation, good eye contact, and again, playing off each other. I love the fact that you have point and counterpoint. And when you disagree with the colleague who came up and you brought authority for that, whether it's case law, a recent example in the news, whatever it may have been, I like that very much. Again, I like your voice level. I think that you played off of each other very well, gave a very synergistic presentation, although not necessarily a robotic one, because you did disagree with each other, and then that then, got the other teammates thinking, and that would add on to another point that someone else made. So very effectively done. Good job.
Yeah, I also thought the balance of the panel was quite good, both in the opening statements and in the response to questions. You guys clearly work off each other nicely and help each other out and do a nice job supplementing each other's responses, which I really appreciate. I suggested some of the judicial cases you were bringing up got a little bit tangled. Right, talking about delegation doctrine in the late 19th century. If you want to bring those up, try and distill it into a nice, crisp description of how it answers the question we're offering. Because they are complex cases. So you want to make sure you're really clear there. Bush v. Gore, I don't really know how that fits in for a limitation on executive powers. Clearly a court perhaps overstepping its boundaries, but when we're talking about executive power, yes, you are seating a president which somehow is influencing the executive. But in terms of the court trying to put its foot down when the president's trying to do something, that seemed a little bit off topic. But in general, I thought the responsiveness to the questions was quite excellent, and you were able to add a lot to your opening statement through the Q&A, which is what we're always looking for. Thanks again.
I agree. I was impressed with the depth of your response to the questions. We threw you some tough questions, and I think you did a fine job of answering them. They were difficult, and it sort of came up spontaneously. One of the questions, and I also was impressed with the variety of authority that you used. We had a meeting with the judges last night to talk about Unit 4 and the questions, and none of us could remember the line item veto case that you cited. So thank you. I was going to go back and look that up, but you did my research for me, so thank you. I think that it is true that sometimes you can get into too much detail of concurring opinions and those kinds of things. Just use the cases in this context to make your points, basically. You don't have to worry about the reasoning of the justices and what their names were and any of that. I think the principles are what's important. You really focus on that. If you're going to get into the details, make sure we know the details. That will depend on the context, of course. So I think you did a good job of supporting yourselves. I thought you were very professional in your responses and quite convincing, I think, in the arguments that you were making. Again, I really appreciate the examples. I can't stress how important it is to have good support for the arguments that you make, because that really is, to me, the